Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities and ETFs that I follow. If you need any help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I answer questions for people on the question and answer session. And I've got a bunch of information on the website about this commodity bull market that's coming, about a variety of different commodities as well. So let's dive in here. Let's see what's going on, and I give you my financial opinion. So starting with the DXY, I still think this looks good for a move higher. I don't see reversal candlesticks. I see the stair-stepping continuation pattern that I generally see, and I think eventually this will work its way on up. So I think the dollar is continuing to strengthen, which then means that I think, by extension, that yields will probably strengthen. So let's look at yields, see what that's doing. The 2-year yield also looks like it could potentially head higher, surprisingly. We've got this kind of, we'll call it megaphone widening channel pattern, and it still looks good to continue higher if the people, the traders want to push it on up. 10-year yield, that's broken this downtrend line. Yeah, we've got a small down day today, down 1.25% on the 10-year, but again, the momentum's to the upside. And then the 30-year yield, yep, we were down just like the 10-year, but the momentum still to the upside. No reversal candlestick, anything like that. And big picture view, still looking good for a potential move higher. So that's what I'm seeing there in charts. TYX TNX ratio, we were slightly higher, which means that the 10-year dropped faster than the 30-year, and we could see a move higher with this ratio, and that is a tailwind for gold. We've got bond prices moving up a little bit today, bouncing off that resistance support line, and we've come on up, but that does not signal a reversal, I don't think, at least not yet. And the momentum is still to the downside, so we'll see how that resolves over the next few trading days. 2 and 10-year 2 and 10 yield curve is inverting further, and we are not at critical levels yet, at least, of this falling. So we are still remaining resilient above support. Gold slightly lower, down $7. To me, this still looks like we could see further downside in gold. Why do I say that? Yields going up. This is basically a flipped image of yields breaking out and gold breaking down. Silver down a little bit, 2.34%, kind of a stronger selling pressure day, and we are basically breaking out of this trend support area. You can draw this a little bit different as well. I can draw it down here and go off that if we feel like we need to, and you could also say that we're still above support depending on what line you're hitting, and I would say that's probably a valid support level, and we're still above it. Platinum looks like it's trying to put in a bottom, and we'll see if we can get a bottom here. We have a breakout of this squeeze up pattern, breakout, retest, up, coming back to do another retest perhaps. Yields are the driver of this thing coming back down. And palladium also looking like it's trying to bottom here. We've got a lot of downside momentum here that we're probably going to have to work its way off. So just be patient, and it'll work its way through. XEU to gold ratio, gold and silver mining companies up against support, and we're getting support today. We'll see if that will hold. Unfortunately, we are still below a lot of resistance. We have resistance coming from here. Well, we could draw it through here too. Somewhere in this range here is another support level. But we have overhead resistance above us on the longer term here that we have not broken through. CRB Index heading a little bit higher. I am hopeful that this is ready to rip. What I think is driving this is oil. And I think that we could see a big move. Oil interest rates. They are interconnected and interrelated. You flip this thing over, as if you were to flip this completely over, what you're going to see is you're going to see gold go up and come back down. If you were to, if I can get this right, gold going up and then coming back down roughly at that spot. So yields are driving this, and we're seeing a strengthening in oil and the CRB index as well. And I'm hoping that the CRB index here can get ripping. That's my take on it. I think we could rip. CRB versus S&P 500, I think we're trying to put in a bottom down here. And then I think we're going to rip it if crude oil starts moving. Remember, I also look at all these different sectors. I look at the individual companies. I follow this stuff on a daily basis. And you can see on the individual companies how people are positioning in them. So that gives me further confidence that the CRB index is most likely getting close, hopefully, to a move higher. So GDX, we were slightly down in the physical metal. We've still got some momentum to the downside that we need to work off. And this is going to apply to all of the GDX, GDXJ, SILJ. We're still in this channel. GDXJ, same thing, still in the channel of all these different channels and consolidation patterns. We're still inside of all of them. Crude oil up 1.84%. We are breaking a downtrend line. Let's see if we can stick up here, stick the landing, boys, and get this thing going. I'm betting very heavily in crude oil, in an inflation outcome, in an increasing interest rate environment, with that 40-year downtrend line being broken. I think energy, in my opinion, over the next decade is going to be, or the next 5-10 years, is going to be the spot to be. TTF gas, it is low. We've come all the way back to this support level, which goes all the way back here. And we are sitting on top of that support level. I do think natural gas is a good spot to be, even though the price has gone down in the short term. And then looking at natural gas, we got a downward move, 3.8% today. Natural gas is pretty volatile. But I do think that we're at a very good location to start looking. We are underneath the cost curve for the Haynesville. We're underneath the cost curve for these higher cost producers. And we're going to see demand go up for natural gas at the price that we're at, and we're going to see supply go down. And it's going to balance here at some point. XOP, my boy XOP, yeah, you know me, up a little bit today, up 0.5%. Not as much as crude oil. I'd like to see a little bit better performance. But we've got a broken downtrend here and a retest and a bunch of candlesticks that are basically, I think, trying to put in a bottom here with these wicks. We call them little hammer candlesticks. Generally, they're reversal candlesticks that come up throughout the day. And we've put on a bullish engulfing, and hopefully we can get a turn higher here. OIH looking a lot better. Bouncing off that support line. I drew it again at the bottoms here. Getting support at the support line, which we are, we were hopeful of getting. And we're starting to move on up, and hopefully that momentum can continue upward, along with crude oil. Sprott-Fisby Uranium Trust, a little bit of selling pressure, but still looks bullish to me, guys. At least the Sprott-Fisby Uranium Trust. We'll see if we punch down to the downside or if we punch to the upside. But it still looks good. URA getting a little bit more selling pressure, closing the gap perhaps is what we want to do, is start closing some gaps here. If that's what people, they're like, oh, you got to close that gap. Well, I'm not totally prescribed that every gap needs to be closed because not all gaps are closed, but it is pulling back. We'd have some momentum behind it. URNM doing the same thing, and we could even come back to here and still be in an incredibly big bull market. So we're coming on back. We could see a couple more candlesticks, maybe a little bit lower. Be patient, guys. It's coming. URNJ, obviously a little bit more selling pressure than the other ones. But again, this is a small junior mining index or ETF. And it's going to be a lot more volatile than the other ETFs. TAN up 1.54%. It's hanging out down there. Momentum still to the downside. Be patient. This has got to take time to work that momentum off. COPX back to support level. And I think COPX, I mean, it depends on the overall economy. The economy can be slow and we still get inflation, but we are coming back to support and it is looking a little bit better there. Lithium down 1.6% does not like the higher rates. Lithium is, see it as a renewable, but it looks like we're going all the way back to the support level. Down here, 35 bucks. We got a ways to go, so be patient. REMX also falling with it, and be patient because we could see further downside. Momentum's to the downside. Momentum's to the downside. I'll just say that. SPX moving sideways, still looking all right. NASDAQ moving sideways, still looking all right. No reversal candlestick, not much of a selling pressure day, but I'm not over here, guys. I don't trust this. I don't like it when your valuations are as high as they are. The risk reward is just not there. KRE looking fantastic. I think this is going to go up, 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 up. This could be a good one to look at. The regional bank ETF. I think that looks fantastic. EEM down a little bit. Doesn't like higher. Do we have a higher dollar? I don't remember. I think we had a slightly higher dollar. Rates were kind of mixed. But EEM down a little bit. There we are. Down 0.89%, and we're just kind of consolidating. XHB up 1.73%, making new all-time highs. All you real estate bears, I don't know what the heck you're looking at, but this thing is continuing to rip all-time highs. Very good candlestick, close strong. The closing is very strong, and the regional bank ETF is starting to move up too. They're going to probably do more loaning. I think we're going higher. We're going way higher, guys. We're going into the expansion phase of real estate, and we're going to build a bunch of homes. And home builders are going to make a boatload of money. Moo, still coming on back for the agricultural business ETF. We're coming back to this support level, almost a full retest down here at about 69 bucks. Copper down 1%, and maybe we're coming back to the bottom here of support. Momentum's to the downside here, and it is a bearish engulfing, so we could see a further pullback. Iron ore working its way on up. I am bullish iron ore. It's going to go higher. Going to go higher, boys. There's the projected move back up to the top there. We've got aluminum down a teeny bit, 0.87%. Anything that seems related to interest rates. Copper, some of the the NASDAQ could be thrown in there. Gold, silver, platinum group metals. They don't like the rates going up. And right now, it seems like we've got this sell-off in the base metals coming on back with some momentum with interest rates going up. So interest rates are continuing to go up. We are going to see a pullback in these metals here. Baltic Dry Index bouncing maybe has something to do with the Red Sea, but that's looking a little bit better. And we are trying to find a bottom here, I think. A lot of momentum coming downside. It might take a little bit of time. Newcastle coal up 1.65%. It is, I think, in a good location to be looking at potential coal companies as we base out and bottom here. Bitcoin down 4.27%. This doesn't look that good. Big selling pressure. Big selling pressure. It looks like we are stair-stepping lower, and we could see further downside in Bitcoin. Ethereum's joining the mix too, a little bit stronger selling pressure back to support, and we'll see if we start that stair-stepping pattern in Ethereum where we could potentially head lower. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website if you guys want to learn more about the markets and commodities and how I approach and the strategies I use and portfolio allocation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you guys want to learn all that, use the word discount and coupon code, sign up if you'd like. We have a 5 p.m. question and answer session coming up on Sunday as a reminder, just for those that are already members. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.